The resurrection story contains one of the most fascinating psychological transformations in history. A group of terrified followers, hiding behind locked doors, became bold witnesses willing to die for their beliefs. But what actually sparked this radical change?
That's such an interesting angle to explore. The text gives us these intimate glimpses into their mental states, starting with Mary Magdalene's deep grief at the tomb.
You know what's particularly striking about Mary's account? She was so consumed by sorrow that she didn't even react to seeing angels. I mean, angels, because she was solely focused on finding Jesus' body.
Hmm. That detail really humanizes the whole account. And then there's this beautiful moment where she doesn't recognize Jesus until he simply says her name.
Right, and that connects to something deeper in the text. It mentions she recognized his voice because she knew him as her shepherd, calling back to earlier passages about sheep knowing their shepherd's voice. These little details paint such a vivid picture.
Speaking of details, what do you make of the way John describes the grave clothes being left behind? It seems like he's trying to make a specific point.
Well, those details actually serve as evidence against common alternative explanations. If grave robbers had taken the body, they wouldn't have unwrapped it and carefully folded the headcloth separately. The text is building a case for something more extraordinary.
The physical nature of these encounters really stands out too. Jesus showing his wounds, eating with them, allowing himself to be touched.
That's crucial because it establishes this wasn't just a spiritual experience or mass hallucination. And you know what's fascinating? The text shows different paths to belief. John believes just from seeing the empty tomb, while Thomas needs physical proof.
The Thomas story feels so modern somehow, that need for empirical evidence.
Exactly. And rather than condemning Thomas's skepticism, Jesus meets him exactly where he is. But here's something interesting. The text suggests Thomas might not have even touched Jesus' wounds once he saw him. He immediately moves to this profound declaration, "My Lord and my God."
That transformation from doubt to conviction is really powerful, and it seems to happen differently for each person in the story.
You know what else stands out? The way Jesus emphasizes peace. He says, "Peace be with you," multiple times to these frightened followers. And immediately after, he gives them this massive commission. "As the Father has sent me, I am sending you."
The timing of that seems significant, moving from fear to purpose.
Well, that's where we see the real power of the resurrection. These weren't people expecting Jesus to rise. Quite the opposite. The text explicitly says they didn't understand it had to happen, even though he had told them repeatedly.
That initial skepticism actually makes their later testimony more credible, doesn't it?
Precisely. And look at how John concludes this account. He explicitly states these things were written so people would believe Jesus is the Messiah and have life in his name. It's like he's reaching through time to speak to future readers.
So, in essence, this isn't just a historical account, it's an invitation to personal transformation.
That's exactly right. Whether someone relates more to Mary's grief, Thomas's doubts, or the disciples' fear, the text shows Jesus meeting each person where they are. The resurrection becomes not just a past event, but something that continues to transform lives today.